Hello, welcome back to algebra class. Today we're going to be talking about graphing using intercepts. And our goal today is to be able to graph functions in standard form by using intercepts. We also want to interpret the meaning of an intercept in a story problem. Standard form of a linear function is ax plus by equals c. Intercepts are two different things. The first one can be an x-intercept. So that is where your graph crosses your x-axis. So your x-intercept is where your graph crosses your x-axis. This would be written as x comma 0. This can also be called the zero or a root of a function. On the other hand, we have a y-intercept. That is where your graph crosses the y-axis. And that's going to be written as 0 comma y. Now, what does this look like in a real example? It would look something like this. Let's say we had a line going like so. Your x-intercept would be right here, and your y-intercept would be right there. So that's your y-intercept. That's your x-intercept. Now, you will not always have a graph to be able to do this, so it is important that we do know how to find intercepts without having to graph them. So to find intercepts when a function is written in standard form, which means that it is in ax plus by equals c form, we follow these rules. If you would like to pause the video at this point to write the rules down, feel free to do that. I will be moving forward. So let's look at our first example. It says to find both intercepts algebraically, then graph using those intercepts. So here's how we would do that. So I like to make a nice t-chart here. We're going to find the x-intercept over here. We will find the y-intercept over here. So first we can find the x-intercept. In order to do that, we have to let our y value be 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 3x plus 2. Instead of a y, though, I'm going to let y be 0. So I would say 0 here. Now, I just have to solve this thing out. So 2 times 0 is going to be 0, so I end up having 3x equals 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So I end up getting x equals 4. So my x-intercept is going to be 4, comma 0, because I had to let my y value be 0. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and find the y-intercept. So to do that, I do the same exact thing, except this time I let x be 0. So I say 3 plus 2y equals 12. Now this time, like I said, I have to let my x value be 0. So I'm left with 2y equals 12. Divide both sides by 2. I get y equals 6. So that means that my y-intercept is 0, comma 6. I need to plot both of these things. So I look at the point 4, comma 0. 4, comma 0 is right here on my graph. I also look at the point 0, comma 6. 0, comma 6 is right here. All I have to do to finish this thing off is draw a straight line that goes through those 2 points. So here I go. Draw a straight line. Make sure I have arrows on both ends, and I am done with this problem. Let's go ahead and look at our next example here. It says to find both the intercepts algebraically, then graph using the intercept. So we're going to do the same exact process here. I have an x-intercept again. I got a y-intercept. Trying to find them both. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say negative x plus, instead of a y, I'm going to put a 0 there. And that equals negative 5. So negative x has to equal negative 5. I would divide both sides by negative 1, so that means x has to equal positive 5. So my x-intercept on this problem is going to be 5, 0. Next, I'm going to let x be 0. So I would say negative, and then that's going to be a 0, plus y equals negative 5. So y equals negative 5. So I know my intercept is going to be 0, negative 5. I need to plot those 2 points. So 5, 0 is located right here on my graph. 0, negative 5 is located right here on my graph. I'm going to take a black line and draw that straight through both of those 2 points. You can use a ruler to do that. Any sort of a straight edge works. And I am all done with that problem. Let's go ahead and keep moving on. Here it says John is trying to pay off his car. Each month he pays $200. He needs to pay off his $2,000 loan. Use the graph below to identify the intercepts. Then explain what each intercept means. So the first thing I'm going to look at here is I want to figure out the x-intercept, which is right here. And that point is 10, 0. In this case, the meaning of that would be that after 10 months, because this is months, John is going to owe $0 because this is money. Let's do that in a different color. Sorry about that. Let's do that in green since green is money. So this is money owed. Alright, so in this case, after 10 months, John owes $0. Next up, we have the y-intercept, and that's going to be right here. And that is going to be 0, 2,000. And what that tells us is John initially owes $2,000. Let's move on to our next problem. It says Kobe uses a charge card to buy a 4K TV on Black Friday for $1,080. The graph below represents the amount he pays each month for the TV. Identify the intercepts and explain what each one means. So this time, let's go ahead and we're going to find the x-intercept here, which is right here. That point is 24, 0. And this time it even tells us that is the months. So that means Kobe pays the TV off in 24 months. Kobe pays off the TV in 24 months. Let's look at our next one here. It says the y-intercept, which is going to be right here. And it looks like that point is 0, 1080. And Kobe initially owes $1,080. That is it for this lesson. Have a great rest of your day.